Elitimbo. My platform is to share instructional tips and inspiration. Welcome for another round of Power Up Your Instruction. For those who are new in this channel, please hit subscribe. Please subscribe for the latest instructional tips and inspirational journey of a global teacher, and thank you. In this webinar session entitled Designing Your Remote Classroom with Online Distance Learning Modality, or the ODL, as a way in building bridges to the new normal. In today's session, our goals are: first, identify the ODL areas of readiness. Second, design your remote learning using the ODL modality. Third, apply the 6 KISAC steps in designing your remote classroom with ODL modality. Guided by these goals, let us start our session now. Hello everybody. So welcome to our webinar entitled Designing Your Remote Classroom with Online Distance Learning Modality, or the ODL. This webinar session is actually a part of our way in order to build bridges to the new normal. In this webinar, we will highlight the 6 KISAC steps, or the Keep It Simple and Creative steps in designing your online distance learning. There are actually 3 options for our learning modalities. So first, we have the online distance learning, or the ODL. Second, we have the modular distance learning, or the MDL. And third, we have the TV radio-based instruction. And these 3 modalities, we can combine it with another modality, such as combining ODL, the MDL, and the TV radio-based instruction with face-to-face instruction, and we will have the blended learning. And when it comes to designing your online distance learning, we have to consider the areas of readiness. So we have to consider 8 areas of readiness. So we need to see the platform and support. We need to see the content. We need to have assessment. We need to consider the governance and continuance, and also the teacher, the learner, and the parents. Now, all these areas of readiness, I put plus on the following because these are transactional issues that is easy to fix. However, I put a minus in platform and support because this one, it's not easy to fix if you don't have training when it comes to the different LMS. So this one is actually a school-based decision, but you as a teacher, you should have a knowledge on the platform and support. What platform are you gonna use? So either you use Moodle, either you use Google or Canvas or whatever platform, you should have a knowledge on this. So those are the areas of readiness that you need to take action. So once you're ready addressing the issue in each of the following areas of readiness, you're good to go to start your online distance learning. Now, let's dive in to each of the areas of readiness one by one. So let's start with platform and support. Though this one is a school-based decision, meaning the school will decide and choose the platform, but it's better for teachers to have knowledge on what platform are available out there. So you or the school should have an educational platform, or LMS, and the school should have their own facility or domain name, and there should be somebody who is an expert in order to address any technical issues and provide help desk information for either the students, the teachers, the parents, and everybody who's involved in designing the online distance learning. So that is about platform and support. Now we have to also look the areas of readiness when it comes to content. So you as a teacher, since the school year is not starting yet, you should have gather all important resources in order to make the first quarter available to use in August. So meaning there should be an appropriate content for quarter 1 in the platform. So you should be ready putting it together. And another area to consider is assessment. So you or the school should have a proper assessment available in the platform that is regularly reviewed and updated. So at least you should have a way in order to assess your student. How can we know that they are learning? So you should provide an assessment that is ready to be used in that chosen platform. And also, we have to consider the government. So it's either you or the school should orient the teachers, the parents, and the learners about the online learning policies and direction. As a teacher, you should have knowledge on about the online learning policies and directions implemented in your school. And another area to consider is the continuum. So you as a teacher should have a technological knowledge or attend a technological enhancement program such as attending trainings, seminars, webinars. So it will help you at least to have knowledge on designing your own distance learning. I know you attended a series of webinars. By now, I think you are well equipped and well knowledgeable about the different platforms available out there and the different ways on how to deal with this new normal. So those webinar online helps a lot our teachers. Next, you as a teacher also, your school should institutionalize the training and updating of teachers. And as a teacher, you should have your own device or connectivity to the internet. And also, as a teacher, you are well oriented when it comes to depth ed policies on online learning, and you should have access to depth ed commons and the LRMDS. And of course, as a teacher, you should consider your students. So the learners have access to resources, device connectivity, and lessons. So as a teacher, you should be aware of the limitations when it comes to the accessibility, when it comes to the online distance learning. Are your students have the capability to access internet-related technology when it comes to ODL? And then about the parents. So the parents express willingness for the options for online distance learning, and the parents are willing to co-supervise and co-monitor the progress of their children. So you should be working hand in hand with the parents when it comes to making ODL as the learning modality in your school, or your prepared modality is whether ODL to make the new normal much easier for everybody. Now, let us dive in now to the six KISAC steps in designing your ODL. So there are six steps that we need to highlight. So step one, you need to choose a platform or LMS for your remote learning. Second step, you need to conduct a live session or self-paced instruction, either synchronous or asynchronous. And third step, as a teacher, you need to gather e-resources or supplementary materials to support assignments and assessment. And fourth step, you need to consider use interactive web-based tools for remote instruction. Number five, you have to create a class agenda. And step six, once you have all those steps from step one to five, you are good to go to start your remote classroom with the ODL modality. So right now, let's dive into each of the steps one by one. So let's start with step one on choosing a platform or LMS for your online distance learning. Now, when it comes to LMS, you teacher should have a knowledge of what actually is LMS. I know it's learning management system, but what is this actually LMS is all about? Well, LMS is a course management system. It includes features like lesson materials, quizzes for self-assessment, progress tracking, and learner feedback. So basically, LMS is somewhat a software wherein you have the capability to upload work,
to grade the work, and at the same time the students have the capability to bring back the work, and at the same time you can grade it and provide feedback when when it comes to students work. So that is what LMS is all about. So now there are free LMS available out there. If you don't know, well, I will try to identify them one at a time. So these are the following LMS available out there. So first we have the Canvas. Second, we have the Talent LMS. Third, we have the Schoology. Fourth, we have the Blackboard Learn. Five, we have the Camilo. Six, we have the Moodle. And seven, we have the Latitude Learning. And eight, we have the Assemble Tahoe. And nine, we have the Sakai. So all of these are free LMS available out there. Now, when it comes to something that you have to pay, we have LMS with minimal fee. So you can use the Google Suite, wherein it has a Google Classroom and more applications. Now, if you have your personal accounts, like a personal email, a personal Gmail, then it comes free for you. However, it's better that the school should purchase a license in order to um, have them their own domain. So it's better the school should provide you with LMS. So it's better to use, I think, Google. Google is very popular now. Everybody has a Gmail account, so probably you can access those applications included in the Google Suite. So those are the LMS that you can choose that is available out there. That's step one. Now let us go to step number two. So you have to conduct a live session or self-paced instruction, either synchronous or asynchronous. So when it comes to the actual teaching, you have the options to do it live, or you can do it in a self-paced way wherein you can record your instruction. Now let's do one at a time. So let's do synchronous when you are conducting a live session. So we have the following web conferencing software for teaching remotely. So we have Zoom, which is actually free for now, but I think I've heard that they will start trying to have a subscription fee, so be watchful about it. Second, we have the Microsoft Team. Third, we have the Google Hangouts. Fourth, we have the GoToMeeting. Fifth, we have the Cisco Webex meetings. Number six, we have the Blue Jeans. Seven, we have the Join.me. And we have the Uber Conference. We can have the Team Viewer. So those um, video conferencing are actually not free. You can pay a minimal fee. There's a minimal fee there, somewhere around less than $20 amount. In my case, I use GoToMeetings, and I am paying around $14 a month. Well, you don't have to pay it. It's your school who needs to pay it, because they are the one who needs to provide this web-based video conferencing. Now, there are some free conferencing software out there. So we have Adobe Connect, which is free, entry level. We have the Global Meet Collaboration, it's actually free also, entry level. And we have the Soho Meeting, which is free forever. Wow, that's something good. I need to try this Soho Meeting. And we have also the Rocket Chat. It's free, entry level. And next, we have the Any Meeting Video Conferencing, which is free until 2021. So those are the free software wherein you can use for your live instruction. So now let's go to a asynchronous, wherein a self-paced instruction, wherein you can record your instruction. So what are those um, software we can use? So these are the softwares we can use when we want ODL, when we want to record our instruction when it comes to ODL modality. So we can record it through our Google Meet. So wherein you can save the video to your Google Drive. Next, we have the Microsoft Team. You can record also using Microsoft Team, and you can save your video to the stream. Next, we have also the Zoom, and wherein you can save your video to the local file. We have also screen record on iPads, iPhones, add screen record to your control center to record your screen for demonstration and tutorials. And lastly, we have the Screencastify. You can record the browser, desktop, or yourself with one click on your Chrome. So those are the software or the programs you can use in order to record your instruction. Next step. Uh, the third step, we need to gather e-resources or supplementary materials to support assignment and assessment. So the following that you can see are actually are modules prepared by our teachers from different sources. So they try to make a collaborative effort, a collab effort in order to provide resources for everybody. So you can access this in Google Drive. So these are the free worksheet materials for all grade levels from grades 1 to 10. So kinder, grade 1 up to grade 10. So you can click this. This is actually a Google Drive wherein you can access all the resources. And additionally, we have also the following. You can access the K-12 MELC by grade level by DepEd. And for our preschooler, we have the following resources also. Try to save those. And you can access also the DepEd Commons, the web page of DepEd. There are lots of resources that you can avail of also. And since I am a math teacher, I am using jmap.org. So those are the resources you can use. So by this time, before August, you need to start gathering those resources that you can use in your online distance learning. And let's go to step 4 now. Use interactive web-based tools for your remote instruction. So the following interactive tools help students for engagement because there are some students who are not actually good in just answering some assignments you upload via Google Drive or in any form. So they want something interactive wherein they can interact with you directly through the use of the different apps. So I use the following. In math, I use deltamath.com. And if you want slides, you can go to slideshare.net. This one is very useful because you can see a lot of slides from math, science, and any other subjects. Try this. And also you can use learner.org. And if you want some video related to your lesson, you can go to pbslearningmedia.org. You can try also the badges.org, and you can go to FanBrain also, and to Manga High, or you can go to Course Hero and try also BrainPop. So those are the interactive web-based tools available that you can actually incorporate in your online instruction. Now, step number 5, we have to create a class agenda. It is good that we have an agenda day by day so that students are guided on what to do on a daily basis, on what they need to accomplish on a daily basis. So in my case, I provide the following agenda. Like for example, in day 1, they will watch a recorded instruction. On day 2, they have to do math writing activity. On day 3, I will do live session. On day 4 to day 5, they will log into their web page tools using the Delta Math account. So that is the way how I do my class agenda. And also, I need to incorporate the rubrics in order for me to grade their assignments, their participations, and any other ways to support the online distance learning. And also, I incorporate my live session schedule or the session wherein I'm available for them if in case they want to ask something or consult something. So I also upload that in my step number 5 in the class agenda. And step 6, once you have all those steps, you can now start your online distance learning. So right now, in order to understand those 6 steps in reality, I will do a teaching demonstration in designing the actual remote classroom. So following those 6 steps, I have the following. So on step one, in choosing a platform or the learning management system, I will use the Google Suite using the Google Classroom. On step number two, in conducting a live session or a pre-recorded instruction, on my live session, I will choose GoToMeetings. And on recorded instruction, I will use OBS to record my instruction. And on gathering resources, I will use www.jmap.org as a resources because it has all the assignments, the assessments, and the video as a learning material. And step four, on using interactive web-based tools, I will use www.deltamat.com. And on day five, I will create a class agenda day by day. So I have this agenda. So on day one, they will watch a recorded instruction. So I record myself and then I provide them with a link using the YouTube as a platform for them to see my recorded instruction. And after that, they will do a task. And on day two, they will do math writing activity, which I get from my resources from jmap.org. And on day three, I will do a live session again to conduct a mini lesson or a lesson for that particular task. It's on day three because after watching my recorded instruction, and on day two, they will do some assignments. Then on day three, just to deepen their understanding, I will do a live session. So instead of doing it on day one, I reverse it and see what will be the outcome of result. And on day four and day five, they will use the web-based tools. So they will log into their Deltamat account in order to do some assessment. So on day six, once everybody is set, I have all the steps, I can start doing my remote classroom. So in order for you to demonstrate it, I will go to my Google Classroom. Okay, my Google Classroom. So I arrange it by week. So I have week 7, week 8, week 9, and so on. So by week, I arrange my Google Classroom. So let me go to week number 8, for example. So you can see here, I have the following agenda day by day. So on day 1, they will watch a recorded instruction. So let me open this. So I have this YouTube link. It's me actually recording the instructions. So they on this link they will see me teaching a particular lesson which I record. Then after watching it, they will answer a task. So that will be day one. On day two, I will use my jmap.org. So I pull some worksheets and assignments on jmap.org and I upload it on day two and they will start working on it. And on day three also, they will do some math writing activity, which I also lifted from the jmap.org. And day four also, they will do error analysis. So this one is a graphic organizer I designed just to check if they actually getting the concept I created for them, meaning after watching the video, after doing some series of assignments, let me see if to what level they are at the present. And on day five, they will do another form of assessment. So that's the day by day agenda in my Google Classroom. Now, in some situation, I have only one agenda for a week. Like, for example, on week number 9, from day 1 to day 5, I have no day by day agenda, but I compress it in one week. So they will log into their DeltaMath, which is a web-based tools. So they will just log into that DeltaMath and do the assignments on that particular assignments. And also, you can see uh, on this from week 7 and so on, I make sure that I have a live session every day, like more or less like 10 minutes, a 10 minutes mini lesson. Or most of the time, my line is open. If they have questions or comment or help, my line is always open for them. So basically, that's the way how I design my Google Classroom. So right now, your challenge now is actually to create your own remote classroom. So as your output, I want you to do step one, identify your platform. Step number two, uh, you will conduct a live session. So what will you use? If you want to record your instruction, what will you use? You need to identify it. And step three, the resources that you will use, identify what will you use. And then day four, what interactive web-based tools you want to use for students' engagement. And step five, which is the most important, I want you to create a day-by-day agenda. And once it's all ready, you can start your remote classroom. And that concludes our training for today. I hope you learned a lot. So again, thank you very much.